Okay, Shalom, Shalom, Kwame Sha'Allah, Koholo Yimla, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Kahadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule well, and that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. And just want to say the water toward the Akim and Akwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, to the best of their ability. This is Yachanan Awah, just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And this is an article in the U.S. Sun. Vladimir Putin moving nukes close to EU border after deploying unstoppable hypersonic weapons that can hit London in 8 minutes. That's crazy work right there, boy. Wars, rumors of wars. Just a quick little, blowing the trumpet, letting our people know, where we are in these prophecies, continually. Because that's the work to be done. Okay, but it says Vladimir Putin has deployed his deadliest weapons at NATO's doorstep. Belarus exiled opposition leader has warned. So, hey, they can strike at anywhere over there, man. So, hey, all that old tough talk. What's with this NATO? You know what I'm saying? EU. It's like 30 nations. Why isn't that you 30 nations have come up against this one nation? Why isn't the U.S. big badass taking their asses over there and boots on the ground and just running through Russia like how they did Venezuela? Well, we know why. You know what I'm saying? Because Esau, he actually knows better. See, but the least of the flock, which is those Israelis, are going to draw America into the bullshit. That's the prophecy part of it. But that world, the mark of the beauty and the beast, Revelation 13:16, it has to play out before this World War III, this third woe, comes to pass, man. Let's get that third woe real quick. Because Esau is believing that he can deter this. Because even Donald Trump, when he was over in Israel not long ago, he was talking about how there wouldn't be no World War III and all this other shit like that. Like, dude, you have no idea. You're not gonna, you can't stop prophecy. The Lord can have you get up tomorrow, go ahead and get busy with that MOTB and have you pushing a button by next week. Because you don't have no control over these prophecies, man. This is all prophetic, and it's going to play out like how the Lord called it, man. Revelation 11:14, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Yeah, World War II has passed along. It's been about 75 years. To us, that seems like a long time, but to the Lord, that's nothing. Milliseconds, man, to the Lord, man. Because the scripture talks about how 1,000 years is like a day to the Lord. That's nothing to the Lord, man, 75 years ago, right? But we can see everything playing out. So let's go back into this, boy. Let's see what else they got in here. And it did some shit. Look at this big motherfucker, man. That's just one missile. No telling how many nuclear warheads in it. And it's unstoppable. And America is behind, because right now, I was just watching. They were Pete Hegseth, J.D. Vance. They were, they had this meeting at this at the shipyard where they make these Navy ships and shit like that. And they was talking about they need these ships and shit with speed, because that's when they was talking about Greenland too. Those ice cutters. They have those. Russia have a bunch of ice cutters where they can cut through that thick ass ocean ice, you know what I'm saying? But America doesn't have that. So Trump is saying, the reason why they need Greenland so bad is because if any missiles is coming towards America, it's going to be coming from that way. So they need Greenland to build their Iron Dome, or their Golden Dome is what they're calling it. But man, it take like 25 fucking years, man, 10 years to 15 years to build a ship. You don't have that kind of time on deck. You should have had that shit already. But see, Esau, these Babylonians, been pussyfooting because with that pride and pumped, I mean, they still have a dog military. Don't get me wrong. They still have the best military, so to speak. But they're behind on the new technology. All these other countries have been building up while you've been lazily sitting your fat asses around for the past 40 years. These other countries done stepped up their game, and they ready to play. Matter of fact, it's a scripture that talks about has thou become as weak as we. Let's see if I can find it. It's been a minute on that one. Yeah, Isaiah 14:10. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? See? And that's these other nations talking shit, because America was the only one that had the missiles at first. They were the first ones to have the bombs, man. Nitrogen bombs, atomic bombs, whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? They had the technology, but, you know, being greedy, they done sold the technology to other countries that they shouldn't have sold the shit to. You know? You got all kinds. Think about America, man, for a second. The scripture says to never trust thine enemy. Why the fuck do you have every other nation of people in your military? You're not going to China and seeing no white men running nothing in no major way that they can steal secrets, do shit like that. Here you go, here in the Americas, you got the so-called Chinese in your military, you got South Koreans in your military, you got North Koreans in your military, you got so-called black people in your military, you got, you know what I'm saying, you got a bunch of people that can actually, you know what I'm saying, steal your shit and sell it to other people. And matter of fact, these Americans, it's been a bunch of, the only people that's done got caught up selling American secrets is so-called white men. Because you so-called white people are greedy as hell. You're not really patriotic. These people are not really patriotic, man. And when shit hits the fans, these Edomites are not gonna fight for America. You got half the country that I know for sure. Hell, even these MAGAs not going to war for Trump, man. These people don't want to go to war. These people are perfectly set in their ways with this 40 years of sitting around getting fat, bro, while everybody else been coming up on their asses. Anyway, let's go back into the article. Let's see what else we got. It says, we see how on Belarusian territory, regime has intensified the presence of Russia, the politicians told the Telegraph. They are about to deploy nuclear weapons to Belarus, Russian missiles. So it looks like they're preparing for escalations. Yeah, they ready to tear y'all asses up if you make a move on them, man. Okay, they revealed that Vladimir Zelensky, so this is a lady that's actually one of their spokespersons for Russia, which, you know, the scripture talks about a woman not usurping authority over the man. But them Russian bitches is about like they men mentality, a lot more men mentality than these broads over here, I would say. But she says, was aware of the risk as the escalation might affect not only Ukraine but also European countries. So we have to put more attention on what is happening in Belarus, she added. The arsenic, you know what? Damn, I'm trying to think. Was it, she may not be from Russia, Slovakia. It says the arsenic is a mobile intermediate range missile system that experts say can reach the UK within 8 minutes. That's crazy. You ain't doing nothing in 8 minutes, but getting on your knees and trying to pray to sweet white baby Jesus, which is an idol, and you're not going to get no help. Within 8 minutes, your ass is going to be Sarah Connor's fucking, your skeletal fragments disintegrating into a mushroom cloud, man. That's it. That's all you got. You can't even put on a jacket in that amount of time, you know? It can carry nuclear warheads, but has so far only been deployed with conventional payloads. In December, Russia's Ministry of Defense released footage that they said showed an arsenic system being put on combat duty in neighboring Belarus. Putin's staunch ally in the war in Ukraine also said that 10 arsenic systems would be stationed in the country. So come on, bro. I don't think it would take but one to take out London, that for sure. London ain't, it's not that big of a place like that, you know what I'm saying? So 10 of them shits, and again, no telling how many nuclear warheads is on each one of them. Okay, but it says, this is a development that bolsters the Kremlin's ability to deliver missiles across Europe at a significant reduced time. The exact location of the weapons was not revealed, but it is believed that they are stationed at a military installation site near the town of Krasha. I'm pronouncing that right, close to the Russian border in eastern Belarus. Satellite images shared last week. And matter of fact, they just had them satellite images yesterday or the day before, maybe 2-3 days ago, with China. They are increasing their nuclear payload, so to speak. They was talking about they picked up on some satellite imagery where they was there was some activity going on where they thinking that's exactly what they're doing, and supposedly having 1,000 missiles by 2030, which we're praying we're not here to no fucking 2030, man. But these heathen are ready to smoke each other, man. Okay, but it says satellite images shared last week show the site of the abandoned airfield where several new buildings have been erected at the site, and the railway tracks and stations have been completely rebuilt. Yep. Decker Evlith, a nuclear weapons and deterrence analysis at the U.S.-based think tank CNA, named Krusha site as a possible arsenic location in late December. He has now said that an examination of the new image confirmed that heavy vehicles have arrived. I believe probably at least 2 objects that are likely launchers, maybe 3, he wrote. He added also, placing the possible launcher support vehicles in plain view before the garages or even up should suggest how fast they are moving forward with this. Okay. Kurt Volker, Donald Trump's former special envoy to Ukraine, however, cast doubt on the strategic significance of the deployment, saying that there is a lot more nuisance about this. First off, the command and the control of the Russian nuclear weapons remains Russian command and control, he told the Telegraph. Ooh, and this is a little diagram of how that missile goes up, separates, and bursts, man. This shit is crazy. They got a stage 1 separation missile is launched into space where it separates and falls back to Earth. Hey, this is how you know Esau Edom. He was gifted with that sword, man. You can't get around the fact that this motherfucker. This shit is strategically put together. It says stage 2 separation. Stage 2 separates and nose cone ejects to reveal the bus, which contains 6 warheads. Okay, so they can hold 6 warheads. Number 3, the bus orients itself to face the direction of the target and releases warheads. Number 4, after release, each warhead is set to its own individual target. Woo! Missile bus falls to the ground. That's crazy work. And again, Esau, he is gifted with that sword, man. You can't get around the fact that these are not Edomites. Let's get that. So we got to prove who Esau is too, because that's part of the prophecies as well. That this man of sin, the son of perdition, the man of lawlessness, got to be revealed before the coming of the Lord, according to 2 Thessalonians 2:3. He has to be revealed. This is prophecy. This man Esau, the red people. Genesis 27. That's what I want. Salak. Let me start at verse 39. Matter of fact, I can start at 38 for some context on it. And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. And literally, this man has the fatness of the earth and the dew from above. You can't get around it. He controls the planet. All the best places of the world he has. The elite of them at least do. And then you even have their lower class. Hell, even some of these trailer trash Edomites be living it up, man. But they have the best of the earth, man. That's a part of their blessing. Verse 40, the point. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And so that sword is what they're living by. The modern day sword, the top sword is those nuclear weapons, man. They got the sword, they got a shotgun, they got a grenade launcher, flamethrowers, fucking hell. Even Esau got a dog ass crossbow now. Tear your ass up. Shoot off 6-7 damn arrows at one time on your ass. This man got all kinds of laser. He has perfected the weapon. He has weaponized food. He has weaponized water. He has weaponized insects. Biological warfare. He has weaponized everything on the planet. So he's in control of this sword, man. He's wielding it beautifully. I mean, he's just doing what he was supposed to do. Well, let me see what else is in here. We'll end out. Hey, it's crazy work right here, though. The way they show in this diagram. Damn. In 8 minutes, bro. Okay, it says missile threat. Oh, man, bro. Now, you can see the distance right there. I'm not sure how far that is, but you can see that arrow if you're paying attention to this, yeah, London is not that big. Shit like that. Tear that little shit up, man. And it's right there off that waterway, too. A little wind the wind gust going to probably push along some damn radiation, if anything, We'll see how it works out, though. It says if they're in Russia, or if they're a few hundred kilometers further forward in Belarus, it doesn't really matter. Their nuclear weapons and they're under Russian command and control, and they're pointing at us all, at all of us. Crazy. He continued, let's not get too alarmed that this is now some kind of new threat. Well, you should be. See, and that's your problem. You're supposed to, scripture says never trust thine enemy. They don't trust you. But hey, we love it, man. You know what I'm saying? Let these Edomites tear each other up, man. The Orsnik is one of many missiles that Putin has taunted in numerous comments that analysts say are aimed at projecting strength and sending signals to the West and the rest of the world. It was just last month that the warlord unleashed his unstoppable missile on a Ukrainian city in Lviv, just 40 miles from the border with Poland, sparking much outrage and panic in Kyiv. See? Warning to Europe comes as Belarusian Defense Ministry announced the beginning of the next stage of combat readiness checks. Okay, this person was supposedly shown personally inspecting his armed forces last week. A number of military exercises involving ballistic and cruise missiles, including the Iskander system, are being carried out at several grounds in Belarus. North Korea, see, another one of Russia's allies in the full-scale invasion, is now dealing with the repercussions of sending thousands of troops to the front line. The regime said earlier today that it has completed a new housing district in North Korea for families of soldiers killed fighting in Ukraine. Well, yeah, you're going to have people. Hey, that's war, man. Shit, motherfuckers ain't going to war and everybody coming back. But guess what? Russia is a lot more loyal than I would have to say the U.S. You know what I'm saying? If anything, because, the U.S. trying to get at North Korea. The U.S. trying to, so Russia got the backs of all these countries, man. And that's biblical. That's scriptural, man. He's got the backs of these other countries, man. He's going to be a guard to these countries, man. Right? And you don't see America going over here fucking around, bro. But that was pretty much the end of the article. And Esau is going to wield that sword, man. And all this shit that's going on over in Iran. Again, Israel is the least of the flock. The least of the flock gonna draw them out because they can't get enough. They can never have enough. They cannot be happy with what it is that they've already stolen. And that's Esau in general. That's Esau in general. Now, I will say about this Russian president, Russia's a big ass continent though. Shit, Russia, I don't even know. Hell, that shit is damn near the size of Africa, if not bigger. They damn sure scaling on the same level in a sense, but hey, they got their land. They ready to, they just chilling. You know, they not throughout the world trying to grab up nothing else. You know, they just making deals, you know, doing what they have to do to keep their country flowing, you know, bartering oil or buying oil and doing, you know, doing deals, you know, shit that they need, giving shit that other countries need in return, you know, all that little stuff like that. Same with China, they just doing business. But these fucking Edomites here in the Americas and those Israeli Edomites, no, them fuckers can't have enough, man. They want it all, man. And now it's a space race. All I'm trying to go to space next. Then what's next from there if they actually were to do that? You see, they're coming down with that great rap because they know that they have but a short time, man. But this shit is not going to work. They think that it is, but it's not going to work. You know, the Lord is about to slap the joystick out of this nigga's hands, man. And it's needed because nothing will survive if Esau continue, man. So with that, I pray that this lesson was edifying. Kwam Yasha Allah, the Bible Bar.